There you have it, a live look inside the Indianapolis International Mall, all decked out in IU colors. Why wouldn't it, right? Today, getting all set to send passengers here in Indiana off to LA to watch the Rose Bowl, and also, obviously, travelers still headed home. We heard yesterday that some of those direct flights that were heading straight to LA were overbooked.
Yeah.
So I am sure that didn't make all the travelers happy, but we'll see how they. But look, this is what everyone's doing. Out there taking pictures in front of that maybe before they head on their way. But we'd like to welcome you in here at 6 o'clock on your Wednesday. Also, something else, the end of the year, the New Year's Eve this morning.
That's right. So many people heading out. You know, I had a few friends heading out that way to California already text me, say, hey, the trip here has been insane. I'll tell you all about it when I get back. So I know a lot of moving parts, but hopefully, fingers crossed, everyone's getting there safely and on time. And we know over there, Matt, it's a little, I guess, I'm assuming it's a little bit warmer, but a lot more rain in their forecast.
Yeah, so you made a smart decision. You get to see the Hoosiers play, and it's warmer there in California. They'll be in the 60s throughout the game, and it looks like the majority of rain and thunderstorms will be in the morning, which could still impact folks as they're trying to get to the stadium. And so a lot of folks were trying to squeeze in an extra rain jacket, maybe an umbrella to their suitcase, but maybe by kickoff, the majority of the rain will get into the mountains, and there could be spotty showers left over, but hopefully we're trending a bit on the drier side for the game. We'll have to watch. There's a big system coming in off the Pacific coast. Right now here at home, we're not talking about rain, we're talking about snow showers. We had some of them as you were sleeping last night. Some of us are waking up to a very fresh, light dusting of snow. It's kind of hard to tell too, because you're thinking, was that old snow or is that new snow? Maybe a little bit of a combo of both. Right now it's cold, but not nearly as cold as it's been. In fact, you're going to notice a big difference as you step out the door this morning from Carmel to Noblesville to Connorsville to Indianapolis. We're sitting in the 20s and 30s. We're running about 15 degrees warmer than yesterday morning. But right now, 28 in Marion, not bad. 28 in Kokomo, isn't that crazy when it's not bad compared to where we've been? We're doing better. 29 in Anderson, Noblesville, Lebanon, all 29. Same in Carmel and Fishers. Good morning in Pendleton and Zionsville. We're sitting at 29. The Trojans this morning sitting at 28. 28 in Richmond. 31. Good morning in Greenwood. And good morning in Seymour. The Owls. Nice 31 degrees. Way better than it has been. But in Seymour, we do have a couple flurries. Just a few spotty snow showers out there. These are just kind of leftovers. These aren't really sticking very much anymore. We had some more snow showers overnight last night with the warm front that came through. That's why we're also warmer. Now they're passing in Ohio and West Virginia. Here's our next round of snow. It's on the way, and it could give some of us the chance for an inch, maybe a little bit more in spots. I'm going to show you the snow zones here in just a little bit. But in the meantime, we're talking about that rain in California and traffic and how the airport is doing. I do want to let you know there are 8 flights today to LAX, and they're all on time. That's good. Now, we do have some delays to Chicago and Detroit. In fact, there are 2 delays to Detroit, both with Delta. Detroit's having some delays just overall this morning as more snow showers pass on by. But traffic-wise, things are moving fine around Indy. We still have a crash there on I-69 in northern Grant County. Once you pass the Marion exit and you're really headed up towards Fort Wayne, there's been a crash. So you can see a little bit more traffic way off in the distance this morning. You're looking along State Road 18 and 69. So watch for that. Julia, there could be a stray slick spot or two, but we are moving better this morning than yesterday.
Yeah, we'll take that. An improvement. Well, we are still following a double shooting that happened early this morning on Indy's east side. Metro Police say this happened specifically near 38th and Church Road.
Yeah, we're told it happened around 2 o'clock this morning, and police say once officers got to the scene, they found a man who was shot inside of a car. He was transported to the hospital in critical condition. They also found another man at the scene with just a graze wound. Now, of course, we're still working to learn more on what exactly led up to this shooting and if there's any suspects. Of course, we'll keep you posted when we learn more.
And also developing this morning, police say a person of interest is now in custody this morning after a shooting in Canby.
So this shooting happened last night around 10:30 on Abbeydale Drive near Enterprise and Raceway Road. That's near the Walmart in Canby, if you're familiar. So police say once officers got to the scene, they found a man who had been shot. He was taken to the hospital in critical condition. And right now, investigators believe a disturbance between 2 people happened before that shooting took place. Of course, we're still working to learn more information. We'll pass that updates along as soon as we learn more.
Coming up on 6:05, when Circle Circle Center Mall opened in downtown Indianapolis in 1995. Were you even born?
I was.
Okay, I'm surprised.
2 years older than
All right, well, it did mark a bold shift in urban development built in the heart of the city rather than the suburbs.
Yeah, so the project was widely seen as an innovative effort to revive downtown through retail, entertainment, and public investment. So the mall will officially close tonight. And our Marina Silva is here in the studio with more on how business owners are really preparing to close up their doors. Good morning, Marina.
Good morning. Well, instead of being another suburban mall on the edge of town, the standard model across the U.S. in the 1990s, Circle Center was built right here in the heart of downtown Indianapolis. And that goal was to fight decades of retail decline, shuttered storefronts and empty sidewalks, and bring life back to the city core. But that energy didn't last long. Over the years, the crowds thinned, the foot traffic slowed, and the store after store shut its doors. Many businesses blamed rising crime and steady drop in shoppers. Now only a handful of stores remain inside the mall. One of them belongs to Jim Williams. This week he was helping move merchandise out, walking the same halls he remembers packed with people at the mall's peak.
In the last 5-6 years, it's kind of started to die down a little bit, but up until then it was huge. When conventions came, it was real big, but unhappy to see it go, but hopefully we have something new coming that's even better.
And that change is coming fast. Hendricks Commercial Properties plans to completely reinvent the site, moving away from an enclosed mall and it's toward an open air neighborhood. The redevelopment will include retail, dining, entertainment, housing, office space, and public plazas, all designed to reconnect the downtown and bring people back. Now, developers say the businesses that are on the outside of the mall will be able to stay open for now, but for the mall as we know it, time is almost up. Circle Center Mall officially closes its doors in about 13 hours.
Sad to see it go. Thanks,
Yeah.
Marina.
Something new. Thanks, Marina. Well, an Indianapolis man is now charged with killing his girlfriend. Al Fisher II is facing a murder charge in the death of 36-year-old Ashley Yarl. Court documents reveal Fisher shot her inside a home near English and Shadeland Avenue last week. A neighbor told police they called 911 after a young child knocked on their door saying they saw the shooting happen. Documents also say they were in the home and saw Fisher shoot Yarl specifically before he ran away.
Well, as we head into the new year, police are now reflecting on improving crime numbers here in our city.
And now they're focusing their efforts to keep that trend going in the right direction.
We are a safer city than we were 5 years ago, than we were last year. Do we have more work to do? Absolutely.
And that was IMPD Chief Chris Bailey you just heard from. He says the city's safer and the numbers tell that story. IMPD reports a nearly 20% drop in criminal homicides from last year. Non-fatal shootings, robbery, and property crime all down by double digits. But crime statistics and how people feel about crime aren't always in sync.
Perception of crime is a big driver of how you feel about your city and how you feel about your safety. And so if people feel unsafe in their neighborhoods, then we take that personally and we want to do something about that.
So Chief Bailey also talked about goals for 2026 and says maintaining his department's full police force is really his biggest hurdle. As you know, they've been short of officers by almost 100 this year, and they hope to change that in the new year.
This morning, attorneys for the Catholic Church are filing a complaint against the city for a church being designated as a historic site.
The complaint is against the Indianapolis Historic Preservation Commission and the Metropolitan Development Commission. They designated the Holy Cross Church as historical after a legal battle. Well, that means it can't be torn down without approval, but attorneys for St. Philip Neri Catholic Church tell us restoring it is practically and financially impossible.
Yeah, so they say the restoration would cost up to about $8.5 million for a property valued at just $1 million. So now the church claims the historic designation is a violation of their religious freedom and autonomy, since that they can't take the action on the property without IHPC approval. So we'll keep you posted on where the complaint goes.
All right, we're a day away from the Rose Bowl and the Rose Bowl parade. A California clash, though, between two college football powerhouses, IU and boo, Alabama.
That's right, boo. Well, there's a lot happening ahead of this big game, and one of them is the Rose Parade, and Hoosiers have been helping build one. So the float will celebrate not just the Rose Bowl, but a major milestone in America. Its 250th birthday.
And to celebrate, hundreds of volunteers spent the final days in Pasadena putting the finishing touches, piece by piece, or we should say flower by flower, on floats that have been in the last 2 years in the making. Many of the hand building, the floats belonging to members of America 250 and the Daughters of the American Revolution, including Jill Fuel, the regent of the Caroline Scott Harrison chapter.
What a proud moment. You know, I used most known for basketball, but this football team is pretty darn amazing. So we have high hopes for them on January 1.
Well, the Hoosier State will be well represented during the parade. IU's marching band will also be there, along with the Brownsburg High School. They will also be performing their band.
Excited to see them. Well, 13 News has extended coverage streaming right now for you on WTHR Plus.
That's right. That's where you can catch the head coach press conference starting today at 11:30. It'll be streaming, and of course, we do have our sports team there, along with Rich and I, Eli Gain, as well as our Dominic Miranda. So, Matt, a lot of coverage there, and
there is, yeah.
We know it's a lot warmer there too.
And shameless plug, there's a lot of good content that Dom and Eli have been doing. It's just on we just don't have time to air it all in the morning show. So go over there, you'll be able to check it out. Hey, this evening you'll be checking out some snow showers out there across central Indiana. Where could it stick a little bit more? We'll show you the zones here coming up.
Thanks, Matt. And the CDC reporting almost 8 million cases of the flu so far this season. Are you one of them? They're certainly out there. Coming up, you'll hear from health experts on how this is really impacting the state of Indiana this flu season.